welcome to another Journeys episode where Cowie and I get together with people, builders, communities in the Uplift. It started out as like communities that we had invited into to Gratitude and Genesis. But it's kind of expanded to much more than that now. And we went through the rounds the first time and got, a lot of goods. But a lot of things have happened. So we decided to, give everyone an update. So welcome back, Joe, from the ArtVndngMchn. If you don't know, Joey Chips is an artist, a writer, just kind of all things creative for quite some time. He's brought with him his coworker, his builder, his son, Luke, who's basically, I mean, all of the above, obviously, but like he's basically, so we did this. It's interesting because we did this featured blog post not so long ago on the ArtVndngMchn plot in Gratitude, and we were talking about in that interview a little bit about how it became more than an art gallery, it became this amusement park. And in the end of the written interview, you can check it out on the blog. It's definitely worth checking out. You mentioned how it was quite interesting because the way that you and Luke, even though you're family, you look at the world in completely different ways. And so the synthesis of like how he builds and the art that's going into this plot that you guys have created, just created something that's like really unique and magical and works in the most offbeat kind of way. Maybe you guys want to explain that. You're probably better at explaining it than me, but yeah, welcome back anyway.
Thanks so much. Yeah, we you basically put it perfectly. ArtVndngMchn, it started as a collection of fine art from multiple international artists on wax, where you'd get them in randomized wrap packages, and I was looking for a place to have a 3D virtual gallery for this, and of course Uplift seemed like the perfect fit. And but I don't know anything about Minecraft survival mode. However, my son, he's like, I would watch him as in his younger days doing this, and I'm like, what's the nether? What are all these bad guys? Like, I don't do that in creative. What? And he just knew his way around. I'm just like, son, if I do this, I need you. So, and he's like, yeah, he's all in. And so yeah. So maybe Luke, if you want to pick up with your building style and how that started, then I could chime in as needed.
Yeah. Well, I'm more of less of an artist in the abstract sense and more of like a structural builder. So like I have the building. It's kind of funny in the world. You'll see there'll be like buildings like castles and huge castles, and then right next to it just a totally abstract structure that makes no physical sense, but it's art. So just and they kind of clash together on multiple fronts. Like you'll have a metaphysical mural right built into the side of a massive structure, which you would never see in the real world, but in the art world, it's just perfect.
And then sometimes it would create a little bit of conflict because I didn't know, we didn't. It's not like we organized. Okay, this is going to be here. This is going to be here. This was very organic the way it was built out, because we wanted a place. I told them, okay, I want a place where we could showcase art, fine art, and I want it to be a fine art experience like nothing before. And in my mind, I'm actually picturing an art amusement park that I had in mind to build back when I was in college, but a real physical one. But he doesn't know all that. And I'm just thinking, I'm trying to transfer as much as I can to him. He's just thinking Minecraft buildings. And then I just start, okay, well, let me just show you. So I start building a mural in the side of a building he's making. But it's more like, imagine like Jackson Pollock playing Minecraft, and he's just throwing, that's the splatter painter, and he's just throwing bricks anywhere. And it's just, there's somewhat of a pattern, but not exactly. And so Luke's like, what are you doing? Like, you're right, my building.
It's funny to me because I had this interview not so long ago, and we were talking about skateboarding, which is weird. But I'm gonna link it here. We were talking about skateboarding, and you recently, you go to some of these big cities throughout the world, and they've got all these like no skateboarding signs up, right? But if you look at some of these top buildings by some of these top structural designers, they are skateboarders' dreams, right? Like the banisters, the railings, the structures that exist, right? The glass windows. You can see everything, but yet, the building designers are just like, no, you can't. This was built for a bank. I mean, nobody who ever comes into this bank is going to appreciate the way that skateboarders do, but you can't skateboard here. So your story kind of reminds me of that, like he's the builder and you're just like throwing like graffiti essentially up on the wall. And it's like, to you, it's art, right? And like to people, who are artists, we have a different, definition, but to him, he's just like, dude, man, like you're messing with my color scheme. Like it's supposed to be concrete. Why is there blue tile on there now? Like I can totally see that playing out. It's
funny because I can see kind of both sides as well. Like I think it really depends on how you're approaching it. Because the initial thing you have in mind once you start building something or doing something is really important, and it plays a role in whether you're going to get disappointed later on or not, right? So if you're thinking, I have this vision of this really cool architectural feat, and it's gonna look like this, and it's gonna have all these different textures in it and everything, and everything's gonna blend well together aesthetically. And then you have like graffiti in your main wall. You're gonna be like, okay, initially there's at least a friction there that you're not gonna find it really appealing at first. And for the artist, it's maybe the same thing. If you did like a whole mural and someone just came in and just like flatten it out because it was more, organic or less organic, but more structured. You're like, no, you can't do that to my art. That's just not how it works, right? It's just all about your initial, what you have in mind, your mindset when you're looking at it, I think.
Yeah. And what the beauty of it all is, it's something that we could have never done independently. Like I needed him and he needed me. And the result was, it's really exciting, and I want to see it. Yeah,
I sympathize with that because that's kind of how I feel about. I kind of want to give Cowie a virtual hug right now. It's kind of how I feel about this whole show. I totally want to see it as well. If you guys can throw us into the game, that would be good. Give us a little bit of a tour around. Although I will suggest this, I really think that somewhere on the plot in the future there needs to be an I needed him, he needed me, structured collaboration of art that like is the epitome of you two like figuring out how to work together, because I just think that would be insane.
We need that. Yeah. So should I do some screen sharing and jump in?
Yeah. Whoever wants to. Yeah, sure. So, okay. But it is nice to meet you, Luke. I'm on your side a lot of this, like because I'm like the very same way. Like I like my things like very structured, even though like certain things in my life like look like they're chaotic. They're actually really structured, and like so I'm like the type of person that would like build this building, and the only graffiti that would be allowed on the outside is something that I put up on the wall. If anyone else did it, I'd just be like, no, that doesn't fit. That doesn't work. And kind of going back to what Cowie was saying about, the both sides, right? Like it's kind of funny. So throw the screen up. Let's take a walk through, because you guys have done a lot since we were in here the last time. I think you've even done a lot since we did the featured blog post on you a couple weeks ago.
There's so much. There's like a whole building that there's a lot. Maybe Luke, do you want to take us through there, and then I could?
I'm in game now. I can do that.
Okay.
If you just share your screen, we can throw it up so everyone can see it.
There's you want to ride the roller coaster or just do a walk-in?
You guys want to ride the roller coaster?
I don't think we've ever ridden the roller coaster on this show. Wow. So that would be fun. Well, that'd be super fun.
Yeah, that'd be good. There's two different so Luke, go ahead and pull that up, and there's two roller coasters. And they're not the same. So even though they start out together, one's the Dada line, and the other one is the Surreal line, and so they both have a slightly different flavor to them. And I have influences in both Surrealism and the initial Dada. So the earliest of the early previous century, and I'm also part of a group called Dada Art. and they share a lot of similar creativity and bonding, and they're really early pioneers in NFTs as well. So we do
that group you said was called Dada Art.
Yeah, Dada, DADA.
So is that I know you were doing something with like families and art and NFTs. Is that the one that's connected to that?
Yes. So yeah, it's basically like a Dada family of artists, and we draw together, and we're all over the world, and many of them keep coming into the Art Vending Machine, and we've just bonded over the years, and really kind of breaking boundaries, creating a new paradigm for what the art market should be, not what we don't settle on what exists now. We try to build what we think needs to be. So yeah, that's the Dada line.
Cool.
Very cool.
Breaking paradigms.
Real quick, should I share audio or click don't share audio?
Either or. I guess it depends on how loud your audio is. I mean, it's not going to override. I don't know. No one's ever asked that question before. I don't know.
I think I've never used StreamYard. Sometimes in Zoom, like when you have competing audios, they can echo each other.
Yeah, I guess like if that'd probably be for the screen itself, for the computer's audio output, which is Minecraft game in this case, right? So it depends if you think the experience of hearing the roller coasters is.
Yeah, you gotta hear it. We gotta hear it. Yeah.
I've always got my audio turned off, so whenever I do manage to get in stream and on StreamYard with the game on at the same time, it just doesn't mess stuff up. But that's just like me personally. But what's funny about it is like I never turn it back on when I play the game. So out of nowhere, I'm just dead, and like I'm lying on the ground looking up at like this scary monster who like killed me that I probably would have heard coming if I had the audio on. So
see, we can hear villagers.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
I thought that was the feedback. I thought that's what maybe I sounded like in real life. I was a little bit worried.
Yeah, so this is the entrance was Luke's idea to have just a dazzling collection of creatures that invites you into the Art Vending Machine, and the 2 roller coasters lead you in. So yeah, when you spawn in at Genesis, you just go straight east. For about 5 minutes or so, and then you'll find us. And there's some of the structures there, but yeah, I think this is this new kind of semi-Gothic building on the right. That's what Luke built, and he'll probably house. He's an artist too. He's very modest in that regard, but he's also the NFTs he does are very creative, very off the wall and exciting, and he'll probably put some of them in there once it's finished. He's still building out some things in there. The roller coaster goes right through there.
Like here's a perfect example of the clash going on all over the world.
Yeah.
So Luke, when you get this done, please do a blog post with us on just this building in your art collection. I think that would be really cool. We could feature that one small section of Art Vending Machine.
Yeah, I'll show you guys around the building a little bit. So here we are. Welcome to Art Vending Machine. And we have 2. Dad, which roller coaster do you want to do? Which one is better?
They're both are. I wouldn't say one's better, but they're both different. I would do the Dada line first on the right.
Okay.
Get ready for an art experience like never before.
So this will take us through a glimpse of my building, but later I'll show you guys more.
So this is approaching the main gallery up ahead. But we're also going to come down, and actually we're going to see some of Larth Moda's work right here. Boom. So the idea is you get a glimpse of everything, and then you can come back and check out what you want later. And there's NFTs, and then there's also in-game art, like the one we just saw on the right that we just passed.
Yeah, like honestly, it's a great way to introduce people to a plot quickly. Like it's really genius, actually.
Yeah, I really like that a lot already.
Awesome. Yeah, so this is Luke's masterpiece on the left, the structure. I don't know if you call it a diamond or if there's a name for it, but it took a lot of time and thought to do this. Eventually there'll be art up here, but we're still filling out the bottom row. We're slowly installing art every 2 weeks. Put a bunch in. A bunch more is going in this Friday, actually.
Yeah. I think to me, like this plot is the epitome of what an artistic view of Minecraft would be. You know, it's just you can see this was designed by artists. That there's not a lot to say apart from that. I think it's just really nice.
Yeah, and I can't stress how much I really needed Luke's builder mind to make this work. Like I didn't. Because when we got this plot, it was all water. I don't know.
There's a lot of functionality as well. Just to build
world.
all that roller coaster and make sure that it goes through all of these places. Like this is really well thought.
It was a water world, and you were building on the wrong spot too, if I remember correctly. Everything you built was like one plot over that you didn't have access to, and we didn't find that out until like later.
Yes. Yeah, that was interesting.
That was pretty funny. We found that out on a live stream. You're like, hey, wait, I can't put a sign here. What happened?
Yeah. So we just wrote the line.
So much more developed already as well.
Right?
Yeah. So that was the data line. And so now you're in the main gallery.
So this roller coaster, then, it ends in the data gallery, basically.
So it ends in the main ArtVndngMchn gallery. The data line goes from the entrance, and then there's another one. Basically, you could take this other line here back, and we always recommend that people take it.
Yeah, we should do that. Let's see it.
Yeah, we could do that. This is the surreal line. So,
do we want to take it from the beginning or from the main gallery?
You guys' recommendation.
Yeah, let's take this one back. Take the surreal one from there. Now this one will also go through some in-game art, and so you're actually driving through a mural right now. This is the one that was built right into the side of it. And I remember
that.
Yeah, it's got a lot of moving features, and it actually has moving parts to the mural. It's the first mural that's fine art that has minecarts as kinetic art in it. So you don't ride them. You just the minecarts in the mural. You just go back. They go back and forth as kinetic art, kind of like a Calder sculpture. But this is a ArtVndngMchn mural. And so now we're going into another little mini gallery that has a few pieces in here. This was originally all underwater, and we excavated it and put some art there. You can drive right through the ArtVndngMchn.
I'm curious how you excavated it, because I had a plot in, well, that's a feat in itself, but I have a plot that I manage in the Generios plot in Genesis, and that's a creative world, and I had to excavate a lot of water, and like it was creative, so I just basically I encased it in glass or and used sponges, but like to do this in a survival world. That's one hell of a feat. So I'm just kind of curious, how did you guys do it? Did you fill it with dirt and then like drain it, or like what was the process like? Or you do not want to give away that secret?
No, happy to help anybody. We filled it with sand and dirt, every block of water, and then removed those blocks and it took a long time. And I didn't know you could I didn't even know how to sink fast. So I had to learn all kinds of stuff. Oh, by the way, right now we're going through, there's an art drop straight ahead where you could, not on the roller coaster, we can see it, where you jump through two pieces of art. It's like an art fall that we pioneered here in Uplift. And we also can do that in the Rocket Gallery, which is another gallery that I exhibit at, where you could do an art fall through some more art. And he's got a great gallery. That's on the Genesis server as well. Yeah, great.
Yeah, you guys put some of your art up in his gallery as well, right?
Yes, and there's more coming too. So just like in the real world, artists exhibit at multiple places. It's the same thing. We're all one big happy family. I really love that in this paradigm. There's not competition. It's everybody's here to help each other. It's great. And yeah, now we're going through another one of the murals called Skyfall. It's called Skyfall.
Man, what an experience! I really enjoyed
Right?
this.
Yeah, I know. If there's one way to like, yeah, get us to be quiet, it's just put us on here.
Yeah.
So I guess I need to do this as well. Yeah, I'm just going to keep talking because I really want to distract people because I want them to come and ride this themselves for the full experience. That's my whole plan. Plus, you get rewarded for it, right? Like, plus you get rewarded for riding through this, and then you get to find your way back. But so one of our team members, Scrons, who's pretty awesome, Rob. He has this idea, that he wants me to implement, and the idea is basically. Because there's a lot of new Minecraft people that came, like yourself, Joe, or like me even. That Minecraft wasn't something that we really did before the Uplift, right? Like, and then there's a lot of people like your son who like has been doing this like since the time that he could walk, essentially, and like playing around. Like it's computerized Lego in a way, like depending on how you look at it, right? But one of the ideas was that we create posts, 3 posts maybe. Or maybe even three videos. You got some music going on in here. That's cool.
That's the Minecraft.
That's the Minecraft tunes.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't sure. Like I know, like because Russ plays around. I can't hear it clearly, but Russ plays around with like music blocks and stuff. So I was wondering if you guys were doing that.
Oh, no, just to interject,
because.
Luke,
you always have your audio turned off, so you don't know how Minecraft music sounds like.
Right, exactly.
We're jamming to the Minecraft tunes. Luke, can you go to the art drop? Basically, take that. Basically, we have to go up another level up that, where we could do the art jump.
Eventually, I'll probably integrate it so that the roller coaster is the art drop, so you won't have to do both. But
wow, that'll be awesome.
So this is what I want to enlist you on is there was this idea that was floating around that I want to do, and we wanted to make like 3 levels of like uplift metaversal posts or videos, whereby we walk through on a beginner, a medium, and a higher level how to build stuff. Now I know you're a really modest person, Luke, but I would like to either enlist you on the medium or the high level. I mean, I would put you on the high level, but like you've been playing for a long time and I just started, so this looks pretty impressive to me. But like if you would care to join me in this little thing that I want to do and put out there places that we can kind of demo for people who are new to Minecraft or even experienced users and how the Uplift is used, I think it would be really cool. And we could use like some of the things and some of the mechanisms that you've put in this plot as examples for like how to create a cool interactive experience and tie it all together. So if you're interested, when you have time, if you can find time for that, Luke, I would love to enlist you to help us out and basically use this plot as a showcase for what can be done in a survival world, because this is like, I don't even know if I could do this in a creative world, if I'm honest.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd be thrilled. I'd be thrilled. In my plot, my building, we have more practical things, so that'd be a perfect example, like how to farm, how to get resources, how to mine. So that'd literally be perfect. I'd be thrilled to do that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Okay, I'll reach out to you.
I agree with you, Jimmy. I don't know if I'd be able to come up with all that and get it done in a creative world. So it is impressive that that's all done in survival.
However, speaking of survival, we do need to shout this out as well. While Luke makes his way on foot up the tracks, which is interesting. I mean, I guess a vertical ladder is just train tracks. Well, not really, but maybe. Anyway, sidetracked. Sorry, it's too early in the morning for me. Cowie actually has a plot that he's operating, and you're doing some kind of really interesting event. Do you want to maybe touch on that while we get to where we need to go?
Sure. I mean, I don't have a lot of clues on it because I'd like it to be, at least for the start, I'm not going to give out any any extra clues than what it already exists in the plot. But I'm just calling it the Uplift puzzle, the Jedi's puzzle. You know, because of the Jedi meme with my name.
That's
And it's just going to, man, how many I would just want to pause to make a comment. Like, I don't know
right.
how much time Jen or Gary have spent installing pictures in your plots, because you have so many pictures.
Right. And it's so good. You get to see them as you're walking.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. Jen, well, there was one time Jen was installing stuff, and yeah, it's up those stairs, son. Yeah, go up to the top level. He's going up to a double art jump. So you drop into one piece of art, into a puddle, and then you walk 2 steps and drop into the next piece of art.
I mean, it's not really that easy to get up there either. I'm sure I'm going to fall off at least once, right?
Yeah.
How many times have you fallen off, Luke?
Not yet. Not once yet.
Oh, really?
But I have fallen while building it, and I even though it's just computers, it's not real, but I gasp as if something is going to harm me when I do it, because it's pretty high up in your
every
mind.
time that I fall on Minecraft till this date, and it's sometimes not even that high, I feel like that feeling on your stomach when you're falling in real life every time. It's pretty crazy. But
go, Luke. So Luke, go to the glass, and then you're gonna just fall through there's a glass opening right there.
Are you guys ready? I want to go before a phantom kills me.
Oh no.
Go.
So
just the view from up here is beautiful. You have like a old Gothic building and then a super modern gallery right here, and all sorts of stuff in between.
Nah, it's really nice. And it's good that you have that place to have the overview as well.
Okay, I'm jumping 3, 2, 1. Oh.
It didn't load.
It did not load.
So the art will load as soon as you come out of it.
Yeah, I guess sometimes it could happen.
Yeah, you can.
Took a little while to load there.
There's also rendering distances that you can play around with, I think, as well on your end. For those of you who might miss it.
Yeah. So you were saying, Kelly?
No, I was just saying, in terms of the event, I think, I'll briefly touch on what I've been doing. It's just since the start, I haven't had in as much time as I'd like, at least, to play and to get stuff done on my plots, right? Because I have a few of those, and we always mention that here in the show, that Jimmy's the same, Corey's definitely the same. Like, we've got all the team pretty much has lots of plot, but we're busy with a lot of stuff, so we don't have to get to spend that much time building stuff.
Let me clarify one thing as well. All of those the majority of those plots, which we bought ourselves with our own money, just to put that out there, by the way.
For sure, like
before the FUD comes in.
The plot that I'm using for this event, it's a 200 by 200 next to a rail plot. Those 2 plots I bought it as well and got it on the packs, and the bigger one was actually one that I was successfully able to claim on the Probes event. So that's why I have that really big plot in Genesis.
If you don't know what the Probes event is, don't panic, because it probably will never happen again.
It was a once-off, and it's already gone for the OGs who were there. You know what it is. It was fun. A lot of work,
fun, right? Yeah.
And then basically it was the idea that I wanted to do something, especially now with the active rewards being there. I was like, I want to give at least people to have some reason to go and visit my plots, right? And I wanted to do something fun, like just to entertain people. And then I came up with this puzzle, like just spent a good chunk of my last Sunday, which my wife, thank you for her allowing me to do that, because she took care of our kid for a little while there, so I could actually focus on that. And then I just came up with this puzzle, and I hope it's gonna be fun enough for people to play with. And it's just about going there. I think it's 1,700. I mean 1000,700. Those are the coordinates in Genesis. But you know, the whole idea was that, like, and that just my whole point here was I wanted to mention that because I wanted to show everyone that it doesn't really take a lot. Like I created a whole puzzle, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I think it's going to be interesting. And it was done like in a day, basically. Just on the Sunday, I did both the strategic decisions and the planning, and got in world and got everything that I needed done to do that. So you don't need to necessarily build an entire art vending machine plot to get to do anything interesting, even though that's not comparable because that's way better than what I've pulled off. But you got the gist. Like, there's a place for everyone to get stuff done in the Uplift, right?
Oh yeah.
And then on that note, what I was gonna ask is, have you guys been planning any sort of events as well, apart from the actual exhibition and the roller coaster? You got so much going on already. But like,
yeah, that's kind of where I wanted to
maybe
allude to as well. Like, we've got all these communities that are spaced around that are starting to plan events on their plots, right? And definitely, Cowie, after that event is done for yours, I'd like to do a walkthrough when the event is over, just so that people can see that it wasn't that difficult to do it. But like, new art,
they might come to the conclusion that it was, but hopefully they'll have enjoyed it.
But like on Cowie's point, right? Like, you guys are installing new art every week, but you've also created this, like you mentioned, amusement park out of a gallery. So like, I'm kind of curious on Cowie's question as well. Like, do you guys have future plans where, like, to implement things like punch sign, get an NFT, like I'm as good as Luke. I didn't fall off the stairway to like the art drop or something like that. Like, because I'm totally gonna fall off that stairway.
Yes. So yeah, let me answer that as soon as I say one thing to Luke. Luke, can we go to follow the water behind you all the way up, and we could ride the waterfall in? Yeah, that waterfall. Basically, the easiest way is probably just ride the water, just jump and ride the water up, and then go up the waterfall, and then we'll do the waterfall drop, which is a cool thing. So even though there's a lot of art here, so the art vending machine, there's like nearly 400 pieces of art in the collection. So I want to have an epic grand opening once all the art is in. But until then, we'll have some like mini events, and we've already had some mini contests, and we have mini contests. They're kind of like they follow the tradition of happenings in the art world. Happenings were actually, I don't even know if they're still happening, but what it would be is it was something that would happen in a place that you wouldn't expect art, and all of a sudden there'll be something artsy going on. They call these things happenings. Maybe somebody is painting live, or somebody's doing something else creatively and it's kind of like art taking over a space. But then when that's over, it's gone. There's no trace of it often. So we have some of these happenings where people, I'll do an announcement on my Twitter. So the best way to do it is just follow me on the Twitter, Joey Chips, and I denounce all this stuff there. So like, we have a thing where, if you go in and take a selfie in the gallery anywhere, and then post it on Twitter and their wax wallet, then you get a free NFT. So we do that from time to time. I just recently did a dog sculpture, in-game dog sculpture installation. There was a quest to find it, and then when you find it, the first person to find it or the first few gets an NFT. I see. We're riding now the art water slide. So we just went through a piece of art that was by Caleb Hudson. And now we're going through another piece by a group that call themselves BAM, Bruce Batchelder and Mike Rendy. These are all individual woodblock pieces, paintings that they did. So this is like more of a slow moving ride, like almost like a lazy river, but you lazily ride through a piece of art. And so on the rest of this ride, there will be art. We'll be installing that this Friday. And so that's the Lazy River art experience that you just saw the beginning part of. So, we also want to have art walks where we go walk around just like in a gallery. You would traditional physical gallery where you stop at each piece and the artist says a little bit about each piece. We want to do that, and
Mitzi's been doing some great things with walk around. I think over in London and Uplift. So like definitely, I see the potential for that on like a more constricted plot where you could even have like some of the artists of the artwork that you're putting up like on a stream together, and people could ask questions about meanings of pieces and things like that. Like I would love to see something like that implemented into this amusement space, and it would be really cool for like the artists themselves to like interact with the community if they were ready and willing as well, right?
Yes. Wow. Yeah. Well, one of the plans I have for that is to get a bunch of us in here, and we give them all building rights, and I'm basically plotting and scheming to get more colored pieces.
Did you notice your son's face just go like totally like dark and like shade into the background when you said give them all building rights? He's like
and then we will do a mural, but an in-game mural of blocks. So we would create it live, and so it'd be like an art installation happening in game, and people could come and take pictures and screenshots and.
I mean, I love that idea. That was the whole concept behind a world that we were pondering. I was pondering spinning up that would never really materialize, but we wanted to have this central area whereby anyone that was on the outside, like that was an owner of the gallery, could whitelist and go in there and use this to create a mural. In the end, it didn't actually work out because we got sidetracked. We're probably not going to release that world anymore, or that sector anymore. We might like way into the future, but I would really like to see how that pans out, because it was kind of an idea that I had as well that I think is really cool, and it would be really interesting to even like enlist some of the other artists, some of the great builders in the space, maybe like the graffiti art guys or some of those other people. There's another plot who's just been throwing like random blocks together, and like I don't know what they're planning. There's like random blocks that's TNT. There's a screenshot of just all of these different blocks that are just like thrown together haphazardly. I think it's over in Chicken Caw. Like there's some really interesting people, and I think if we put them together in a room together and just like gave them, chests full of materials that like you guys have collected or you wanted to use, or even some of them could maybe even bring their own from other sectors. And basically it would be like just a bunch of people, standing in front of a building, throwing paint on something, and whatever comes is kind of, where you end up with it. I think it would be a really cool experience. Is all I'm trying to say. I probably could have just said it would have been a really cool experience, but I'm really excited as you can see. So I decided to go the 5-minute rant route instead. But yeah, back to you guys.
Can I just say as well, like more than once during the stream that I'm watching Luke walk around and all the stuff happening in Scream, I actually forgot, and I actually, let's say the other way, more than once I realized that we were playing Minecraft, because a lot of the times I'm just out of it. I'm just thinking about actually writing this different world and just looking at all the art and really focusing on all the different images that, because they've been installed in there and there's so many art pieces and all, it does look like, and they are foreign to Minecraft as a game, right? It just doesn't feel like you're on Minecraft a lot of the times in there. You're just walking around, my mind just like zones out, and then suddenly I go, like Luke just went down to that little house that felt more like a mine where there was an armor in there and all, and then I was like, oh yeah, we're inside of Minecraft still. We're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we were going for that whole take you to another place type experience. So I appreciate you saying that, and I could also see us doing auctions here, and also doing art, not just like art walks where we're talking about art, but doing like hosting events where lectures happen about various art topics, where you're in game and the people, art collectors come for a an art talk but it's not just about the art here, but just like an art topic in general, like how has art changed in the past 20 years? So I'm actually cooking up a talk myself where the gist of it goes like this. So the internet started out as a catalog. It was a catalog for art. Then the internet became a art creation tool. You had programs where you could draw online through these art creation tools on the internet. And then it became an art market where eBay, you could sell stuff online. And then it became an art vending machine using cryptocurrency tokens as your tokens to vend the art. So I think these are just radical changes for the whole art world. And now with Nifty blocks, you have the art becomes the currency to create new art through blending. And so this is like, there's always a type for this in the real world that already existed, but on this scale, this is the greatest transfer of art in the history of humanity. And it's just in the past couple of years through NFTs.
Well, yeah, and the collaborative potential, like you say, is amazing, right? Because for the first time ever, we have these people that are spaced out all across the world. Some of probably the best artists in the world who haven't even had a platform to be recognized, from places like Africa or small fishing villages in Southeast Asia. I mean, the best representation they get is somebody like picks up some like little wire thing that they built and like sells at a dollar store, which is ridiculous compared to like, you know, their culture and the history and stuff behind it, like some of the Aboriginal art in the North America. Right now, for the first time ever, like you said, we're allowed by NFTs and the monetization of one's own work to be able to put that out there into the world, and people can actually support these people, you know, firsthand. In general, they get the exposure. They're bringing this gift that they have to the world, and I think it's great that people like you are looking at that aspect and understanding that this, as you say, is the first time in history that we've actually had this many amazing artists at our fingertips that can actually go in and showcase, not only showcase, but like interact with one another as well. And like, as you know, as an artist, you know, the greatest thing for being an artist, for like, you know, developing yourself more, is taking from what the other artists are doing and incorporating it into your own type of thing, right? Even if it's not directly, these ideas, you know, the way that the brushes move, the way that things are presented, you know, the way that things are showcased or framed, like all of this has an aspect in how people appreciate art differently. So I'm really excited. I'd actually like to say, if you ever, when you do that stream, I would love to just sit in the background, even off camera, and turn this viewpoint that we have right here, right now on this channel over to you, and allow you to come in here with those artists in the game, in the metaverse, and just like do your thing, and just stream it live. Like, I would love to see at least one of those done on our channel. When and if you're ready to do it, it would be really cool. Absolutely, we would love that. Yes. Well, like Luke has a whole line of NFTs that he's sitting on, and he may be releasing soon through his brand. And, you know, like, that's a whole untold story largely. So in fact, that's Luke. I don't know if Luke, you want to say anything about that piece there, or your
yeah, I have a gallery on Atomic Hub called NFTNT Gallery. I'll probably be releasing some packs and some new blends, possibly packs, definitely some new blends soon. But yeah, it's a mix of surrealism, just really anything that comes to mind and I think is cool, I turn into an NFT. A lot of GIFs. I'm really waiting for GIF capability on Uplift so I can put more of my pieces in. But yeah, all these pieces are just beautiful and they work amazing. I can't wait till we have the bottom of the gallery full and also the top just full of art. And I don't know if you guys have seen, but this is going to be a secret gallery. Down here is a sunken ship that we drained and are going to turn into a gallery that's under the ocean. So this might be like
we've never shown this before, so this is exclusive.
Yeah, this could be like
Nice.
an exclusive members only. You have to have 3 of our blends to get in, something like that. Who knows? But
Yeah,
I think this is the only shipwreck gallery in the Minecraft world.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I have a shipwreck.
This
I
is
never
super
thought about
cool.
turning it into a gallery. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Dude, these. Okay, I just say. I'll say it in a minute after I buy some shit. These mixes of like surrealism in motion that you've got in your collection are brilliant. I love these. They're basically surrealism that uses animation in a way to like play with the color and light patterns. And yeah, there's some really good stuff here. Like, I really like it. Definitely go check out Luke's stuff. Again, on Atomic Hub, it's NFT Gallery.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. I'll send you guys a couple free NFTs right after this. But actually, right now, whoever's watching on my Twitter at LUKECHIAPPETTA, Luke Geppetta, I have a free NFT giveaway running. It's only rare. It's one of 100, but it is a piece that I'm proud of. And I regularly run giveaways on my Twitter. So yeah, but I do appreciate the praise, especially coming from someone such as yourself.
I mean, I'm just a guy who runs stuff. I'm not an artist, but I love this. Like, as a photographer, and as a very picky art connoisseur, actually, like what you've done. Let's put it this way: this can't be done outside of the NFT world that I'm aware of. You could never create that, motion and dynamic with imagery and surrealism as what you've done. So definitely go check it out if you're an art.
Oh yeah,
I'm a big fan, right?
And surrealism. Actually, here's a perfect example of just experimenting with Minecraft art itself. So I took the Nether portal and just made it huge and put a beacon inside of it and figured this could be a piece. And it's not like, my own NFT or anything. It's just Minecraft, screwing with their game mechanics. And then over here is a lava cube. Cool. So it's motion and just using the dynamics of the game, using Minecraft, you have a little lava cube. This probably is my favorite part of the world, this lava cube.
I really like the way how it looks as well.
Yeah, it's so simple yet so striking when you look at it.
Yeah, exactly. It's very simple to do, but it's just like once you come up with it and then you actually get it done, it looks unique and it looks powerful, right?
Very powerful, especially with this quadruple portal going on right here. Yeah, I do appreciate it.
Yeah, wow, man.
Yeah,
I'm really impressed. You know what I was thinking as well? Last time we spoke with Joe, like, crypto time, like it doesn't feel like too long ago, but it was, it feels like a long time ago, but it wasn't actually that long ago. I don't know how long it was, like maybe a couple of months maximum.
Yeah, maybe a month or two.
Yeah, and I was thinking now, like, okay, we're going to catch up with him again, which is great. We're going to talk maybe about like the second iteration of the collection of ArtVndngMchn, but I wonder if they actually developed a lot more on their plot in this time. It's like insane the amount of stuff that you guys came up with just in that short amount of time. I cannot fathom like how you've actually accomplished that. It's really, really crazy.
I think the blog post was probably outdated. Like it's like a computer. It was outdated the day it was released, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like Luke and I, and really the rest of the ArtVndngMchn, crop of artists, we're like a band that mostly doesn't play music, but we do kind of riff off each other. And this is what's happening in the Dada.art group that I'm part of. Like, there's like no pretension. There's not like, oh, well, you're new, you're younger, you're not an OG, so sit here and learn at my feet. There's none of that. It's just like, hey, everybody has a God-given creative ability. Just like the Minecraft song goes, everybody's awesome when you're part of a team. And let's just have some fun and create and express what we can. And it really comes alive. It really comes alive here and it's exciting.
The
and the
art
roller
vending
coaster
machine
never stops.
Right. The art vending machine, the art vending machine bands aid to art appreciation, where you just riff off things quickly and show the world how it can be done. I worked really hard on that, by the way.
Well, like Luke's, the thing, I can't stress this enough, and I know it's not simply because I'm his dad, but like it's not like the experienced artist said, okay, son, you got to do something amazing in your gallery, but he just saw in these portals basically something that looks like it's out of some kind of like high-tech Tom Cruise movie, like where they're going through the bar and there's beat music going on and there's something crazy going on. It's a fantastic environment, and he just whipped that up with the tools at hand, and that is like, that's an artist. Like, that's a legit artist.
Yeah. I mean, when I started to comment on this, and I said, look, this is to me the epitome of what an artistic plot is in Minecraft, and you said, yeah, and there's a lot of Luke's structural stuff as well. I just want to make sure that I was including you and Luke and everyone involved in the artist compliment that I was making, because if you say this is not art, like the building itself, that's just crazy, right?
Oh yeah.
The whole thing here is art, and like it's really well made art, and it's impactful and it's powerful, and I really appreciate it.
Well, and there's something interesting here as well that I think people aren't paying attention to, that I haven't seen in any other plots. Not that I've been to them all, but the way that you've actually incorporate the art into this structure. So where Luke was just walking around, it's essentially that pathway is a giant piece of art. Like from the perspective of walking on it, it just looks like a cool color palette, but it's not. It's nothing that exists within the game, right? It was something that was imported, with Upliftium to be laid flat on the horizontal, and you walk across it like a giant floor. And it's really cool the way that you guys are incorporating all of these types of aspects. Sorry, Luke, what was that Twitter again? I'm going after this free shit.
Don't worry about it. LUKECHIA ETTA.
Got it. Nice.
It's two T's.
Oh, Luke, while you're up there, can you go up to the other
water slide?
Yeah, the other little mini. It's a mini water slide, and
you want to go down the water slide or look at the art first?
No, let's go down it. Yeah, come from the top, and yeah, this art piece has a name, and it's also an animated Uplift NFT. That I released through ArtVndngMchn. I think you can get it only by blending stuff. So you have to get ArtVndngMchn Series 1 stuff, Series 2 stuff to take possession of this NFT. So you take a little lazy river ride through the art, and there's kind of a Don Martin Mad Magazine influence, if I'm dating myself. And you go and ride through there, see that little hero, and then you're about to drop through, and you could turn the view, and then you fall into another aquatic piece that was done at the Brookfield Zoo in Chicago. I drew this there, and so you end up next to this other art piece. And I kind of like how the water it's underneath, and actually in the image the water is underneath there too. So that's another piece at the Dolphin Show. So we want to create unique experiences like this, because my thinking, and I think a lot of people's thinking, is that the art collectors of today don't collect art because art is no longer stuffy. Like when I was growing up, if you're an art collector, like you're thinking, like you're high end, you're in another world, you're almost unapproachable rich. But today it's, hey, I play this game, there's art in this game, I want that art too, and that's just what I do, and it's just a normal thing that people do. They collect art. So we're breaking down those barriers and just creating everything to be more accessible, while we also fight monsters, because I think underneath there. So
yeah, one challenge in gratitude specifically is just getting the resources in survival, and just surviving itself. It just takes so much longer than in the other plots. But I think it makes it personally more special because the community in gratitude is like no other. Like you can put in a chat, hey, who has to trade for leather or emeralds, and people will respond within 30 seconds, and they'll have exactly what you need, where you need it, when you need it.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that can't be emphasized enough. Like I was on there, and this one fella, Unruly Squire, I don't know his real name. I think it's a he. But he was, hey, do you want to come with me to the end or this other area? And I was like, okay. And I was like, I didn't really know what I was doing. And he realized quickly that I didn't know what I was doing. So he got me like a special sword. He got me armor, and he gave me food. Like he basically took care of me.
Right.
Yeah, so like that's normal here, and that's great, and it's just great. It's a great culture.
We almost need an NFT that has like absolutely zero value. Like we say this, and we just like we award it to like good community members on like a weekly or monthly basis, and like at the end of like at the end of a year or whatever, we can have like this awards ceremony and just hand them out. Because there's so many people like that in there. I don't even know how many you would need. There's so many people like that in there that are just like running around helping people, right? Like it's just amazing what that.
I don't think that we've done a stream with so much content before. Like we haven't seen the same thing twice. Like from the start, we're looking at different stuff constantly here. It's just crazy.
I mean, Luke's lost. He doesn't even know where he's going.
Oh yeah, Luke, if you can go to the front of this, so I could get a good view. Everybody can get a good view of the kinetic piece here. So this is a piece. Yeah, if you turn around, if you could see. So yes, it's a mural with lava flowing and water flowing, but also there's side to side pixels, if you will, going back and forth in the form of mine carts, which are now kinetic pixels, gray, moving back and forth. So you can't ride them, but you could, as an Alexander Calder sculpture, you could look at them and admire the motion. So that's the thinking behind that. I think there's maybe 6 or 7 kinetic pieces moving back and forth.
It looks super cool. It's intriguing too. It's just almost like, what are they really doing there? Why are those mine carts in there? It makes you wonder. It's like, okay.
Yeah. And isn't that what art's about? It's expanding boundaries. Yeah. And the people that have contributed art to ArtVndngMchn, really, there's this one, and her work is animated, so it's not in there yet. As soon as Uplift supports GIFs files, we'll put in. But she did a series about family, mothers and daughters, fathers and sons. Incredible series, and it presents family in such a warm, inviting way. I just feel very blessed to have been surrounded by so many creative, gifted people that want to be part of something greater than themselves. And that's what this has turned out to be.
Yeah, it's amazing how people have rallied like into various experiences in the Uplift. And I think it's just, again, I've said this 2 or 3 times, but it's just commendable what you guys have done. And I'm just really looking forward to how this plays out, because you're coming in here as artists, but you're also coming in here as a team. ArtVndngMchn itself was a team that was created to put and promo various artists out there in the community, and you decided to use the Uplift World as the medium for that. So number one, thank you for that. But like number 2, it's just amazing the way that you guys have redefined what can be done in this little metaverse that we call home. So it's like, and again, I'm going to stress this, and again on a flipping survival server, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, and Luke's pretty calm about all this stuff, but I would be freaking out like, son, I'm getting attacked. I just want to put up a mural. What do I do? And he's like, he would just tell me what to do, or he'd just come over and have my back. And it's only in the Uplift can you do that. But it does create a more exciting art experience. And I say that as somebody who has gone to art openings, with like dates with my wife when there's wine and cheese and stuff like this, but never are you fighting zombies, So this is
Hopefully.
Yeah. So yeah, we're definitely enjoying it.
Sorry, I'm blowing Luke's shit up right now because I'm a really big fan. Sorry.
Yeah, Luke is one of the hidden. There's a lot of hidden gems in in our vending machine. There's the OGs, and they get a lot of notoriety. But there's so many new artists in our vending machine who are just killing it with their art. And that's one of the reasons why we started it. We started to, of course, give money to charity. We already raised $7,000 for charity. 2 schools, one in Okobaba, Nigeria, and one in Haiti. But one of the other main reasons was to lift up the new artists, and give them a platform too, and a little extra exposure. So, yeah, we're great. We want to keep doing this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to more. I think like Cowie and I have been talking about this, like how do we engage communities and what are we going to do with the show? But I think you're probably, at the rate that you guys are building, you're probably going to be a pretty regular feature on here at any rate. So yeah, like definitely keep us informed and any events that are happening. I think Cowie is actually looking at pondering doing maybe an events show alongside Jen on this channel. Nothing's confirmed yet, but I think they would be perfect people to do, and like I'm sure like they would love to feature something in this plot as well. I mean, we're always looking for new ideas. For any people who are out there listening, we're not playing favorites. We're basically open. The door for this channel is open to anyone who wants to come on here and show us what you got, as well as the blog and the articles. Like I'm blown away by this as a old school Minecrafter, but like I'm blown away by the art. I'm blown away by the community. I'm blown away by like the things that you guys are doing in the real world, and utilizing this space in the metaverse to do it. And that goes for everybody. I'm a little bit behind, but there's plenty of room for all of you to be showcased, because that's what this metaverse is about. It's about showcasing people so that like other people can come and experience these things that are happening in the metaverse. And that's why we're building this place, right? That's why we started it. And it's kind of beyond our control now. People like Joe and his son and other great artists are coming in, hosting events, doing amazing things. And I just want everyone to come and get rewarded for coming around and looking at crazy 3D looking shit that's like, robots on walls promoting.
This is so nice.
Yeah,
I didn't know you could do like transparent installations. That's really nice.
Yeah, I believe this is the only one in Gratitude, at least.
Yeah, it's really good. So yeah.
Well, thanks. Yeah, thanks so much. We're just delighted. I feel really taken care of by everybody in Uplift, the whole community. It's it's a pure joy to be part of the group. I really appreciate it. I actually have an idea for it to throw out to you guys if you want.
Sure.
Help to continue to uplift new artists.
Just a minute. Let me open the door to our office. Okay, the door's open.
Okay, cool. And look, if you want to go to behind the gallery, the main gallery, to where the dog sculpture is. I don't know if you know where that is.
Yeah.
It's behind and below. But anyways, my thought is, and this would help to add more to the Uplift Art group, as well as new artists, and it would be an Uplift World Artist in Residency program. And the way, basically, new artists that would need to be no OGs, so it'd need to be like a new artist, or basically an artist with emerging artists that wants more exposure. They would apply, and maybe you'd have a committee that would pick 2 artists every 2 weeks, and they would be the resident artists that would be able to do murals and install things in various places in the Uplift, or maybe they even be given a space that's a communal space, and also be able to have a time on the show and the NFTs of what is created there. So I could see this as a whole, residency program where you help lift up new artists. So that's one of the things I would.
Yeah. So one of the things that we're doing with the Builders blog actually is we're just looking at great builds, and I'm diving into a lot of backstory with people, but sometimes that's difficult for people who are up and coming to make time to answer all those questions. So we're pondering this kind of. I kind of want to do a new blog post series. I've been thinking about it called, whatever plot in 88 images or less. There's a joke about the 88 images there because, like, in Japan, 88 is symbolic of infinity. So, like, potentially people could submit 1,000 images and we could bring it in under that, right? But like something like that, like I would love to showcase, some of these art, different angles and stuff. Like if you've got artists in mind that are happening on this plot or in other areas or other sectors of the metaverse as well. Like I think that'd be really cool. It'd also be really cool if different art connoisseurs could maybe even donate a percentage or a small amount of Upliftium every month from the rewards pool that they get to be able to donate to put some of these Upliftium images around. Like maybe we could even come up with a group of people like yourself, the Rocket Gallery, some of these other places that would, fund this initiative with like some of their rewards pools and stuff like that. I think that would be really cool. I'd love to work as a team to make it happen. Mm-hmm. Oh, Luke, no, the dog sculpture it's not there. That's the dog flat mural where you can dive through the pug. It's behind the gallery, so yeah, go to the right. Hey, we're animal lovers here. We're not diving through pugs. What are you talking about, Joe? Come on.
It's safe. No pugs. We have a pug. You might hear.
No, we own one.
No pugs are harmed.
Which other place
stuffed on the wall behind me, right? Exactly.
Not where you dive through the pug. Where else would you hear something like that?
Yeah, go down below, son, to the lower level. There's a pug sculpture down there, and also something that Maria did that's really good. Yeah, there. So that's a piece. This piece reminds. This is actually Family Photo is the brand that she uses. It's my oldest daughter, Maria. She did this, and it's very reminiscent of like a family trip to the local ice cream shop. That's just a tiny little place that sells Tasty Freeze or little ice cream cones and cheap hot dogs. And she did this, and it's kind of in its own installation, kind of like a chill installation. So that's like the chill area of ArtVndngMchn. And then
that's
also
really cool. It's got it reminds me. There's reminiscence of there's a Van Gogh. There's a Van Gogh piece where I think it's a cafe in Paris. They're sitting on the sidewalk outside of Paris. It's got like undertones of almost a shaded version of that, like a carbon copy of that. It's really cool. I like it.
Yeah, thanks. And then just to the right is the dog sculpture, which is called Pup Art, and that's you could walk around it. Eventually, I'll figure out a way that you could jump on this back and then take a selfie. But right now you can just kind of walk around it. But it's a Pup Art sculpture. It's supposed to be our pug, and I think he's holding He's holding a little red ball in his mouth, or it's his tongue, whichever you prefer.
Yeah, I kind of saw it as his tongue, and I liked it.
So yeah, and we've carved out so much space below that it doesn't have art in it yet, but like we're gonna fill this place with art. It's gonna be. Oh, and here's a door to if you just want to go a door to the water. So we have kind of like weird experiences too, where it's just a door where you can go into water.
Yeah, so if you're out there listening to this later, because I know the timing's a little bit weird for East Coast and some other places, but if you're out there listening to this later, also get in touch with me, because one of the things I've been talking to Joe about is maybe doing a roundtable on like metaversal art. and throwing like, you know, people who are building galleries and things like that in the space. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the Uplift as well. I know like there's a lot of different metaverses that people are building stuff in, but I'd like to put that together, because I think like just experiencing art in this way, like especially in COVID times, like you're not going to be able to do that. And even if there wasn't COVID times, like my mind's demented. I'm a little bit messed up. Like I just got back from vacation, and I found like I used to be a lifeguard, and I found myself like staring. I mean, I dive into pools that I have no business diving in. I'm not good, right? Still, and I'm getting old and I'm unhealthy. But I found myself like thinking like, there's no possible way that I should be thinking about diving into even that pool. Even me, like there's no possible way that I should be thinking about diving into that pool. And I have Minecraft to blame, because like this one block water that saves my life every time, you know, it just came to the back of my mind as Luke was walking up the stairs. You know, I noticed like there's a pool of water beside the stairs where like normally you would fall off and die. Most people wouldn't notice that. I do, just because I fall off and die, you know, in places all the time. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, like putting people in the metaverse, like to see these experiences, like who in their right mind would jump out of an airplane or a helicopter to like sail down through a giant mural? Like, you know, the wind catches you, splat. You're part of the mural facade from henceforth. It was a really bad joke, by the way. But like, you could do that. You could do that in a metaverse, right? And so it brings up all these experiences, right? And so like, I want to put together a roundtable where we can talk about, you know, the benefits and the advantages. So if you're out there listening to that later, like please get in contact, and you know, please come and check this out, because like, you're getting okay. What gallery do you walk into and you get rewarded for looking at amazing art? Nowhere, other than the Art Vending Machine Gallery and other galleries inside the Uplift World at this point. I mean, you're getting paid to look at these people's art, and these people are getting paid to have you look at their art. I mean, I haven't checked an economics textbook, but that is supposed to be impossible, and it's not. So we're revolutionizing the world in history right here, right with this type of, you know, installation and this type of scenario. Again, I'm a little bit tired, and I get a little bit excited when I'm tired. Back to you, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, no ladies here. But anyway, go for it.
Oh man, I love doing this with you.
I'm with you 100%. 100%.
Wow. Yeah. No, it's super impressive. Just like I'm really, my mind is really blown with what I saw today. I'm actually so glad that I was able to make it, because I was actually kind of worried that I was going to be too down from I just took my second vaccine shot, and I was just a little bit, you know, kind of feeling, you know, just lazy overall, like that kind of like flu symptoms and that kind of stuff. But I was like, nah, I'm all right. I'm not too bad today. And I'm so glad that I came and that I'm witnessing all this, because it's just so fun.
We appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Thanks,
so now we know Art Vending Machine is good for your health.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, 100%.
Is there anything else that you guys have to say that you'd like to use this space for, or to announce any other projects? Anything?
Luke, did you have anything?
I will be announcing a couple more giveaways on Twitter very soon, and possibly some blends, possibly some packs, all in the works. And of course, our land plot is open for anybody to use. We have a great trading hall for while it's active, while villagers are enabled in Uplift. I just built an amazing trading hall. If anybody wants to use it, they can feel free to. And yeah, giveaways on Twitter. I will possibly be coming out with another round of packs soon of just my own NFTs, NFTNT Gallery on Atomic Hub, also on Instagram and Twitter. But yeah, that's all. I appreciate you guys for having me on the channel, and can't wait to see what other creations other artists have that you'll be interviewing in the future.
Awesome, man.
And then for me,
I really appreciate it too. But yeah, go ahead, Joe.
No, for me, all of our NFTs you can access through ArtVndngMchn.com. You could spell it all out, ArtVndngMchn.com, or I have both. You could also take out all the vowels except for the first A, and it's ArtVndngMchn.com as well. So you could find our things on Atomic Hub and Nifty Blocks, and our current schedule. Basically, Series 1 is all sold out. You can only get them on the secondary market now, and many of the price is pretty impressive for many. How much it's gone up. And then for ArtVndngMchn Series 2, there are still some packs left. All the master packs are almost gone. And then our current schedule is we're releasing a bonus piece of art once a week, at least once a week. And it's typically you could get it through blending existing ArtVndngMchn pieces. In most of those cases. So you could use your existing ArtVndngMchn as the currency to buy the new pieces. So art really has become currency in multiple ways. And we're just excited to keep building. And our schedule is roughly every 2 weeks. We're adding at least 5 to 10 pieces to the gallery. So there's always something new to see. We do giveaways multiple times a month. So follow me on Telegram, Joey Chips, and all the other artists that are in the ArtVndngMchn, which you could see on our website. And we're just grateful to be part of an incredible. We really are making art history together. There's no other way to say it.
I'm not much of an artist myself, but just watching what Luke was doing, moving in and out and around all of these amazing galleries. I'm just going to say it like. I can't wait for the day where somebody figures out that if you take a little bit of a clip that might happen in an Uplift World gallery, and then you play around with the colors and the scopes and the schema, that you could probably create a really cool NFT of a building in place and time that actually exists. I don't know who might actually be good at that. Just have an idea in my head is all.
Yeah, there's really pieces like that. There's pieces like that in Series 2. Right. From the Uplift.
Oh, nice! That's awesome. I didn't even know, right? Like, so
there's a screenshot of this specific building that's ran through a couple AI programs that I turned into NFT. It kind of blows up in front of your face. It's real cool.
It goes like this. Nice. It's so cool.
Yeah, that's really good. Like, see, I'm behind the trend, but ahead of my time, I guess. I'm not sure. Definitely come back. We're going to wrap this up for today, but you guys are always welcome. You guys are rocking. ArtVndngMchn is rocking. Again, if you're an artist and you want to get in touch with them, go to ArtVndngMchn.com. I like to take the vowels out too because like strange is good. And definitely check out Luke's Twitter. Both are in the comments in the chat next to us. So until next time, you guys... you guys all see multiples of us because we're looking for multiples of all the awesomeness that you do.